Hey guys, this video here took a lot of takes. I think it's because of this topic. It is quite personal, so I thought I would do this topic because binge eating is what I'm talking about today. Is a very silent disorder. So a lot of people can suffer it, but they suffer in silence because they're either too embarrassed, too afraid, or they don't really know what's going on or if it really is a disorder. So my personal experience with binge eating, to me, I do find it embarrassing because it's only really taken me today to realise that it actually was a disorder, and all of my overeating wasn't just overeating, it had a name to it. And I think it's because it's been a variety of things that's made me, and like, I'm aware of what I'm doing, but I kind of just push it to the side and don't really want to take into account of what is actually happening. It's quite a hard one to explain. So sort of just like any other disorder, you know, even with anorexia, people really don't want other people to know that they have it because they might find it embarrassing, and it's just, we sort of deal with it in our own way. So with the binge eating, with me, I found that I have been doing it for, you know, even being aware and going back and thinking of my actions in the past, I've been aware that my binge eating disorder has been going on for years, literally years. And I even remember being in primary school with me doing a couple of things back then, even at parties, and sort of, or I remember going back to my first time of thinking when I had this disorder, was when I used to get bullied in school a lot, and I don't know if that really had a toll on it, but I know that binge eating disorder can come from, you know, when we're sad or depressed, we're lonely, we sort of turn to food for comfort. So I think that's where it all kind of started. And I remember being at this party and there was, you know, you've got all the food available to you. I remember I would just stand there and turn and make sure that no one was watching me, and then I'd just eat and then make sure no one else is watching, and I'd eat a bit more, and then I'd kind of hide the food or grab a plate and go somewhere else with it, and I would just keep eating even if there was, like, I knew I wasn't even hungry, but it was just like I had lost control of my actions and it felt like it didn't really matter. So I find, you know, over the years it hasn't been as frequent. So sometimes I'll go without binge eating for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden it will just hit me again. And me becoming a competitor and wanting to compete in bodybuilding shows, this can be quite a deadly mix with eating disorders and competition, because obviously when you're competing you want to be quite strict on yourself because you're wanting to get to a goal weight. So I thought I would be open about this topic. I'm all about health, self-love, being open and real to the world. So thought I would just be open and explain my situation, hoping that anyone else that is suffering with binge eating, or even if they don't know they are, they might think they are, hopefully this video will help them. I'm only a PT, so I'm not a, you know, I'm a vet nurse, but not obviously anything to do health wise for humans. I'm not certified, so this is literally just my own journey, and hopefully it might inspire someone to maybe even go get help, because it's definitely inspired me to go get help just from doing my research and being aware of my actions. I'm all about being healthy and happy, and as soon as that has been anything that's sort of got in the way of that, I know I need to address it. And I think I've been mainly embarrassed and I haven't really talked about it as much. I think I've talked maybe a little bit about overeating and things like that, but because it's been going on for so many years, this is something that I really know that I need to adjust for me to get better. So what is binge eating? So binge eating really is, as a lot of people know, eating a lot of food, not necessarily when you're hungry, and a lot of the time it's behind closed doors. So in the car, or if you find you're going shopping and when no one's around you, you're buying all this food and going home and eating it, or hiding it under your drawer, things like that. And it is embarrassing. So what we want to do is when we're binge eating, we try and hide the evidence. We make sure we try and get rid of the scraps or the lolly wrappers or whatever we've eaten. We don't want to pretend that we've done it, because we feel horrible after binge eating. We feel like a failure, especially me, because I'm, you know, a PT, a health advocate, and me binge eating, it makes me feel terrible afterwards, because I know, you know, I'm like, what am I doing? Why? And it's literally like an addiction. You've got no control over it. You're grabbing food, and you know in your head you're saying, stop eating. Like, why are you eating? Stop. But it just keeps happening. Your hands just keep grabbing more, and you're full, and you're not even hungry, and you just keep eating. It is horrible. So it's just one of those things that, yeah, people might not be aware that it is a disorder, but I think the main point of this video is that sometimes we need to take a step back and not be afraid of any of our disorders. Even if we don't think we have one, we know that we cannot be afraid to get help. So there's naturopaths out there, there's doctors, there's your friends and family. So, and you might not want to tell your friends and family, and that's okay. There's people that study this and can help you in the medical field. So definitely, if you're feeling this way and feeling like me, and know that you need to get help, you know, especially with me, it's getting to me emotionally. You know, even I'll tell you about my experience today that I had, and that what made me want to do this video is on ComPrep, I've got 16 weeks to go, and I've got in my head that, you know, I am eating quite clean. But then as soon as I have something a little bit sweet, it's like it triggers something in my brain. It's like a switch, and it's like, okay, you can eat all this now, but tomorrow you've got to eat really, really good. It is this disorder. Our body's just going a bit mental over this amount of sugar, because sugar is just such an addictive substance. It's just like drugs, to be honest. It triggers that same area in our brain of pleasure. So that happened today. I was really good, and then it hit lunchtime, and I thought I'd go get a coffee for my family and to see them at work. And I went to a coffee shop, and I was just going to order them coffee, and I thought I'd get them a few yummy slices and things like that. And I was actually quite hungry at this point, so finding that trigger point. So when I'm hungry, it seems to come about. So I brought 2 slices and some coffees, and brought a coffee for me, and then I go to my mum's work, and I had a bit of the slice, and I also had a chai latte, and I'm on ComPrep, so I'm like, why did I buy that? Like, it's extra sugar, why did I do that? And instantly I started feeling bad for it, and I started feeling like I'm a failure, and then it went downhill from there. I went home from seeing them at work and giving them coffee, and as soon as I got home, I felt horrible. I was just thinking in my head, why did I do that? I've stuffed up my prep. I'm not going to be able to do this prep. And you start thinking all these negative thoughts. So, and then, yeah, again, it gets worse. So then I just couldn't stop eating. I wasn't even hungry at this point. But all of a sudden, I've got the toaster press out and having a toasted sandwich. And then all of a sudden I'm getting another 2 pieces of bread out and putting them in the toaster, and I had that with just Nuttelex on it. And then I find myself having this is sounding terrible saying this, but this is what binge eating is. We just have no control. I was in the cupboard then grabbing chips down and eating chips, and then I had, and this is where it gets even more complicated and crazy, is after I've had all that food, knowing that I was destroying and sabotaging myself, I then think, nah, stuff it, just eat whatever you want today, start fresh tomorrow. This is such a horrible thing to do, because it's constantly in our brain, eat, start fresh, eat, start, you know, it's really crazy. And I just decided to make pancakes then. So then I had pancakes. So all of that food, I'd hate to know how many calories that all is, or how much food that I had in that time, and I was eating and my belly was hurting. I, you know, still feel full now and feel bloated and disgusting. And that's where it just hit me, thinking, this is not normal, you need help. So just discovering that and doing a little bit of research as well. So even just going on Google and seeing you know, what that has to say about it, and associating, okay, I seem to do that, and all this list of things that what it says binge eating is. And yeah, it kind of made me realize, yes, you do need help. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get help. With the last pancake, when I was eating, I was kind of realizing and getting quite depressed over it, as I knew I was eating full and I knew something was wrong with me. And so the last pancake, I ran out the door with it and just threw it on the ground to the animals, and I'm just like, no more binge eating, this has got to stop. But I know words can only say something, words can only say a few things, whereas actions speak louder than words is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to do this video to show you guys that I'm not perfect. A lot of us are not, and this is happening behind closed doors. So if you realize a friend is having maybe the same issues as me, or problems, or yourself, you just seem to be eating and feeling really bad about it. We should not be feeling bad about eating food. Food is to help us grow and to nourish our bodies, and as soon as we upset that balance that we have, it's just, it affects us mentally. Our digestive system talks to our brain and vice versa. So as soon as we're eating horrible food, we even start to feel horrible overeating, and all this emotional stuff, it just can drive us wild, especially women with our hormones too. So I don't know whether I was on my period this week as well, so I don't know whether that triggered it as well, or who knows, maybe just eating cleaner food now with Comprep, that my body is just craving that sugar, and it's just been, the impulses are just huge. So I'll wrap up this video here, and I am going to get help. I'm going to do my best. There is a couple of naturopaths in this area, so I'll definitely look them up and get some help. It is quite vulnerable of me to put this out there, knowing that yes, I'm a PT and prepping for a competition, but again, I'm wanting to be open and to let you guys know we're not perfect. These are issues that happen behind closed doors, and me not sharing this is actually helping me. It actually feels like I'm talking to a friend, because I have been embarrassed to talk to anyone else about it, and I know everyone's seeing it now and going, well, she's talking to everyone online, but it's just a way that I like to open up on here, and like I said, hoping it will help someone else going through it, because it is terrible. I'm going to use some of my essential oils, I think, to help calm my belly, some digestin and other little things, and peppermint, and I might even have a tea. But yes, I'm feeling quite down, but I know that what the issue is now and what the problem is, and I know the next step that I have to do. So yeah, I'll let you guys know about this journey if you want to see how I go with this. I know I'm doing my journey to competition, but yeah, I'm really wanting to obviously address this as soon as I can, because I want to step on stage healthy as I can be, and feeling vibrant, and just the healthiest version of myself is how I want to get up on stage next. So I hope that this has helped you guys out there. If anyone has any suggestions for me at all, please leave them down in the comments, let me know. But if you want to follow my journey up to stage and seeing my progress and seeing my journey through life really, please hit subscribe on here and like my channel. Would be a huge help to me. But thank you so much for the guys that took the opportunity to took the time to watch this video. Thank you so much. And again, any sufferers out there like me, I hope you can get the help you need and have that full recovery. So thank you so much guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.